Petra, let's talk about the Euroseeds InnovAction Stage for a bit. In this year's edition, 12 companies with their innovations have made it to the final round, and we will see the 12 pitches at the upcoming Euroseeds Congress in Copenhagen. Can you share a bit what specific breeding challenges that these companies are addressing?
Yeah, we have indeed top 12 companies selected for their presentations on stage. And of course, in general, it's all about increasing precision and efficiency of breeding. But looking a bit more into the details, those companies are, on the one hand, dealing with improving the genetic diversity. So applications like genome editing, which is very famous at the moment, but also transgenic approaches are part of the innovations that we will see. And then, of course, it's also about efficiency gain in breeding processes. Breeders need to select thousands of plants, so technologies that facilitate plant sampling and genetic analysis of those plants. That's also part of the innovations we'll see. And then companies are advancing phenotyping technologies, so really looking either in more, let's say, detail, in more depth into the plants on the one hand, or having technologies which allow high throughput phenotyping, for example, by using drones and these types of things, or identification of plant pests that are relevant also for the selection of disease resistant plants. That's part of the applications. And then there are companies which are into breeding informatics, for example. So, I mean, you can imagine breeders generate thousands of data points, not only genetic data points, but then also phenotypic data, environmental data, and everything needs to be integrated to make the right selection decisions to select the best plants. And of course, informatic tools that help breeders to do the analysis and to find the right selection criteria. That's also very important and part of the innovations that we will see on stage.
Okay, if we look a bit ahead at the future, Petra, and very specifically about these innovations, how do you see that these innovations are shaping the future of this plant breeding and seed sector?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's all about, as I mentioned, efficiency gain and bringing the innovation, bringing better seeds to the market and to the farming community. So we hope that with our innovation stage, we facilitate this process of those innovations being integrated into the breeding processes, into the companies that are in the end using those innovations to breed better plant varieties for farmers.
Okay, let's look at the whole innovation stage from a broader perspective. What do you think is the most significant impact that the innovation stage as a whole can have on the future of breeding innovation?
Well, I think with this innovation stage approach, we really try to facilitate the networking between those companies which are presenting on stage, which are startup companies, sometimes not even very well connected to the seed sector, maybe coming from universities, from other places, and really making them part of the seed industry, facilitating networking, meeting customers, meeting potential partners, and in the end, making business for those companies, and helping them to find the right partners in the seed sector to maybe even improve their innovations and making them practically applicable to seed and breeding. So that's one part. So the networking. On the other hand, of course, it also maybe helps our traditional, let's say, seed breeding companies to really experience those new innovators and to maybe helping them knowing those innovations, because specifically I would say our small and medium-sized companies might not have specific people always going out to meet new innovators. So presenting that in a let's say condensed way on stage during 2 days is also an opportunity specifically for those companies to meet those innovators and to get into contact and maybe also see new opportunities for their traditional seed breeding business by including those innovations.
I'm very much looking forward to see all the innovations unfolding at the Congress in Copenhagen. Thank you so much, Petra.
Thank you, Marcel.